make sure that everything you do, you have to settle those paradoxes. Otherwise, you start screwing yourself up, kind of.
Yeah.
And like you could have like weird fights, like future me comes back and teams up with current me to fight on this guy right now, or like stupid things like that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it feels like something you would just enjoy learning about, not necessarily enjoy actually playing or running, but
yeah.
Is Paul going to be playing? Or?
I hope.
I don't know. I just hit him up on the Slack.
Okay.
In his defense, Hector is 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
So how was your board games?
It was good. It was a coworker and their partner, and we met up at the Uncommons in West 4.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we're up to. We played a Zool and kitchen competition or something like that. That was pretty fun. Let's see.
Where is the Uncommons?
It's like on Thompson Street, near the West 4 stop.
It's actually really close to where we work.
Yeah, I know. I was just realizing.
It's on the other side of West 4 from where we are.
Okay, like a block or something.
3 blocks, I think, from the West 4 station. Something like that.
.230 Thompson Street.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
There's also an artichoke pizza thing nearby.
That was
good though.
That was a fail for me. I shouldn't have had that, and then run for anything afterwards.
was that the corner one?
Yeah, it was a corner one, and we had to make it to a movie theater in time. So I'm just like eating artichoke pizza and like walking, and it's not a. That's more of a sit down pizza. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would try and walk and talk with artichoke.
No.
I don't recommend it.
Was it actually bad, or was it like you couldn't even tell because of the circumstance?
It was just like dripping of like this cream. It was very, very heavy.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm looking at like the rest of the neighborhood. It's like Thompson is like 2 streets over from McDougal Street.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a friend I go to McDougal Street a lot with, because that's where all the comedy is.
That's where.
Oh.
Yeah,
there's tons of comedy clubs on McDougal Street.
I do think I've seen those.
We just go all the time and just like wait for somebody to be like, "You want to see a comedy show?" And we're like, "Sure." No cover, and they're like, "Yep, no cover. Let's go." And it's always like, some greasy, grizzly pear. Oh, it's right next to the artichoke.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a block from.
Well, the artichoke's on McDougal and I guess Minetta Lane. Street I've never had to name before, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
There also might be maybe multiple artichoke pizza places.
In that tight of space? Maybe.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh man, there's a restaurant called Quantum Leap right next to the Uncommons.
I didn't see it.
Apparently a veteran vegetarian joint.
Quantum Leaf, like, ends in an F?
Nope. Quantum Leap, like the same as the television show.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm not angry. If it was a vegetarian restaurant,
that's true.
Quantum Leaf, you wouldn't be.
That would be awesome. I would not be mad at them. I would never eat there, but I would think that was an awesome name.
Oh yeah, Chris, I've been meaning to ask you. We've been going to a once a month Simpsons trivia bar thing.
Okay.
And it's only for Simpsons 90s episodes, so everything that happened between 1990 and 99. And we never have a really stellar name for it. So I'm just pushing that out there. If you can come up with a 90s Simpsons trivia bar team name, that'd be great. And I will use it and I'll let you know if we win. I know.
You're not confusing me with somebody who's a big Simpsons fan, are you?
It's just you're good with names, though.
Oh. I'll give it a 90s Simpsons bar trivia.
Or anyone else, actually, who'd be interested in trying to help us name our team name something.
I feel like you'd want to do a pun on Moe's Tavern.
Right.
I feel like
Nose
that's the obvious
Tavern.
one.
Nose Tavern with, come on, with K-N.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
It feels like scraping the barrel here. It's so good.
I'll workshop it a bit.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
My favorite team name that we ever had was Star Trek: The Next Iteration, which I think was Francis. So you should really be asking him.
It was good. It was a good one.
Or no, it wasn't Star Trek. It was. We had a pun on Star Trek too, didn't we?
I'm sure we did.
I thought it was Star Hack.
Star Hack: The Next Iteration.
Right, that's got to be what it was.
Yeah.
Is that the team we put together to make them say, huh?
That was the video one, yeah. Pretty sure.
Oh, that was a fun project.
Yeah. I'll text Paul.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys and my wife are the only people who know that I snore that loud, so congratulations.
Alright, I texted him too. Have you all heard
of... just name your team The Problem with a Poo.
That's
controversial. I like it.
Especially if you're all like relatively light-skinned.
Right.
Because that is the problem with a poo, is that everybody who conceived of him was not an Indian person.
Right.
Uh-huh.
We can do that, sure. Alright, I'll push that for that one.
You're gonna get lettuce.
Okay, so apparently I'm looking at the Uncommons website and they have like a game finder.
No way.
They have up to 6 hours on their game length slider.
Meaning, are you surprised by that or what?
I think it's a little ridiculous for a bar. Right? Like,
well, I'm sorry. What's the issue?
So they have like a game finder, right? And on this game finder, you can select like genre. Like, do you want to play a strategy game or an abstract game? You can select game length in minutes on a slider, and minimum number of players and minimum age.
Oh, I see.
And the top end of their game length slider is 6 hours.
Yeah, this isn't like a Friday night type of bar.
I mean, it is. There are plenty of other games that you can go play there.
You're confusing me with somebody who would have had something better to do. I have no shame about playing board games on a Friday night. That's fine.
In fact, I did that for a long time.
Yeah.
At Complex.
And I did play a board game that took like 6 hours. Not too long ago.
I've heard of those. I just didn't think you would have them in a bar.
Well,
like, for instance, Twilight Imperium, which I've always wanted to play.
But it's not really a bar. Wait, what?
I mean, I guess it's more of like a cafe.
Yeah,
it's not really a bar.
It's definitely more of a cafe, so I don't...
I remember it being really low on space.
It was.
Yeah.
And as a result, I would feel like they'd be like, yeah, let's not have the 6 hour games. Let's tie it to 1 or 2 hours so that, like, you know, you have to re-up your time here every so often. Yeah, they serve beer, though. And red wine and white wine.
Yeah.
They've got a liquor license.
No. You can go there, but it's just, like I said, it's not like a... it's more like a cafe. You're supposed to
Right.
sit down there for like a long period of time. So, granted, yeah, 6 hours on the high end. I don't think they expect people in general to have the patience to do that all the time, and maybe they'll
They
have
do
a
have
limitation
apparently
on,
a
like,
3 hour limit during
even
peak
for
periods.
yeah, during peak. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I can't imagine them allowing that during peak periods, but if
Right.
like you and a group of friends want to do that on Wednesday afternoon from 12 to 6, I don't think they'll like mind.
Yeah, I guess not. Any word from Paul?
Got nothing.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Yeah, that's the only word I got from him. I'm Paul. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm Googling Simpsons puns right now.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to Google some Simpsons references.
Yeah.
I don't want to actually steal puns.
Yeah, they have themes every month, and the past ones have been May was moms, in June was dads and grads.
like those are the people they're inviting to their trivia night?
That's the theme. So like the Simpsons references that they'll be giving questions about will be related to dads and grads. So
Interesting.
Yeah. So
How many people ever graduate anything in The Simpsons?
Well, Homer did when he had to go and get his nuclear PhD, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So there was that. Santa's Little Helper graduated from which kennel school?
Oh my God, did he really?
Yes.
That's fucking ridiculous.
And we had to know that one. We didn't get it.
Man. It's amazing to me that there's so much Simpsons that you can have a regular Simpsons trivia night.
You can, and it's specifically 90s Simpsons. So like there's a cutoff.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, fuck the 2000s. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I
half
would love
of the
to
Simpsons.
I would just love to hear it. That's like most of the things Simpsons watchers cared about was the 90s songs, right?
Yeah.
That's what I cared about. I don't know.
I found a page, 18 ridiculously smart Simpsons jokes that went over your head on ranker.com.
But
Okay.
that's jokes in The Simpsons, right?
Yes.
I see in my Google search the 50 best Simpsons episodes of all time. Complex.
Oh my god. Boo.
Is Ranker still in the network?
Probably.
Oh, we learned, Chris, that we had this mini reunion, a Complex alumni reunion, and we learned from Eduardo that Collider left the Complex network, so they're on their own
Really?
again. Yeah,
Well, they're smart. That's why
Oh.
they did that.
yeah.
I mean, can anything that Frosty does be termed smart?
Well, the thing is, they're probably still on WordPress, also. Just FYI.
Come on, Homer. Japan will be fun. You liked Rashomon. That's not how I remember it.
That's pretty good. I like that. I'm trying to remember what the obedience school was called again. Does anyone remember the mountain in The Simpsons, the highest mountain in Springfield? What it's called?
No.
Because we had to know that one too. It is called the Murder Horn.
Oh,
Of course it
shit.
is.
I should have known that one.
Oh, and where does Milhouse's dad think he's a big wheel?
At the Cracker House. Cracker Shack.
Is that your
Crack.
final answer?
Crack. Cracker House.
Eric? Incorrect.
Was it Cracker Shack?
It's the Cracker Factory.
Cracker Factory. Okay.
Actually, which is in the same episode where you kind of learned that I try to name our team name based off of the quote that the dad gets. So Milhouse's dad gets fired from the Cracker Factory because he's getting a divorce, and the boss is like, we don't, the Cracker Factory is like a family company, and we don't want to deal with single people. In fact, we don't even care about what they do. And so Kirk Van Housen is like, oh, so that's it. 20 years of my life at this cracker factory, and all I get is a good luck and see you later. And then the boss says, I don't recall saying good luck.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So the
Our teammate is, I don't recall saying good luck.
yeah.
That is a good punchline. I think we should probably start without Paul.
Yeah.
Unless he's coming.
Yeah, it's 3:30. We haven't heard anything from him. So.
All right, no big deal.
NBD.
Okay, so you were at Pig Blemishes. I think you all were at the library.
Oh, that's
Yes?
right. We were getting clothing,
It was
like apparel.
My Three Dads.
It's My Three Dads. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's three dads and a.
Oh my god, that's right.
It's three dads and Unatra.
I'm planning to study.
Unatra
there, trying
is.
to find information for hours. Now, I don't know if you guys were going to the museum or.
Oh, so you want us to just leave?
No, I just didn't know what you guys wanted to. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do at the museum. Like, I don't. are you
I
guys
seem to
gonna-
recall you guys were. Yeah, you guys were actually at the campus store.
Right.
I don't know.
I
remember
recall now.
Why the fuck we're at this thing to begin with?
Oh,
so
we're
lead on, guys.
Well, Paul's character really wanted to get that staff of curing spiders. I don't.
You,
I forgot
yeah,
what it
no,
was.
you had. If you remember, what's his name? I've got it written down here. Let's,
I know I'm metaing here, but
Douchey. That's his name.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're asking his name. Oops.
Douchey has his boyfriend Chris in a box around his neck, and he wants to cure him. And one of the druids was like, "Hey, there's a staff of wish at Pig Blemishes.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to, use that to fix him."
could we also wish that we were never arrested? Or, well, we were never arrested. I mean, you know what I mean.
You might be able to try that with a wish spell. The thing about a wish spell is it's sort of ill-defined what will and won't work. But yeah, you could probably try that with a wish spell.
I know I'm metagaming, but I feel like stealing the staff of wish from a university is not a fair level 1 quest. So
You think it's like too deep?
I'm not sure this is gonna work.
You think it's too deep? Like might be too much for us?
Without
Yeah.
a character, this isn't even metagaming. I mean, without a doubt, my character does not think this would be a smart idea. If that's what you guys were planning, which is why I am not going to go there.
I don't think my character would.
Well, you
try
all
that
found
either.
reason to tell Douchey you would help him 2 or 3 sessions ago. So
Well,
dig deep and figure out what that was. I mean,
I don't
think at any
recall
point
us saying
anyone has
we'll
claimed
help you
have
steal
to
them.
rob this place.
I mean, couldn't we just use the staff and then leave it?
Well, the thing about stabs is they have a limited number of charges.
Right. So what happens if you use them all?
Then it just becomes a regular staff.
Perfect, right? Then we just put it back. No harm, no foul.
Sure, that seems plausible.
we also have to break into. I mean, we could go check it out, but yeah.
Are we
Can we
done?
fight some monsters?
I would just like Yushi to think this through before we do this. So for now,
Study.
I will be studying.
Okay.
What are you going to be studying?
Ah.
I was looking for. This is a big university, right? There's
Yeah, they've got a well-stocked magical library.
anything. How big is a religious text section? I guess, or religious.
It's an arcane university, so they don't spend a lot of time worried about divine magic. I mean, there's probably a few texts here and there about, like, in the history of magic, how divine magic and arcane magic had to, like, at some point split, and, like, become refined in their separation, or maybe there was no arcane magic. I don't know. I mean, for the record, I do know. It's you guys that don't know.
Okay. So either way, I will maybe try. I mean, it is a primordial being anyway. I'll try to see if there's anything in the more origins or historical aspects of magic.
Okay.
That's going to be part of my research. But also, we have a magical device or something, right? What is it? Arcane scroll. We have an arcane scroll.
Arcane scroll. Full disclosure, I have misplaced the piece of paper where I wrote down what was on that arcane scroll.
Okay, so that means the translation time will just take longer if we decide it. It is a particularly old translation. If we decide to get this translated here, which, as you know, I think these are just mages. I don't think they have any.
Where did we pick this up? The arcane scroll. I can't remember why I have it written down.
It was in the treasure room in the base underground.
Yeah, with that weird monstrosity creature.
Oh,
actually,
it's gonna be. We're gonna. Have to
I seem to
come
think
up
you picked it up before. Picked it up all the way in the basement with the like rats and spiders and shit where the altar was.
All right, past that.
We should come up with a reason why we have. I guess I'm talking in character now, but I think it would be a good idea to see if we can find somebody here who can identify this, and but we should maybe come up with at least some semblance of a cover story of how we obtained this.
Yeah, it'd
be something stupid, but
Dushi received it as a gift for one of his fantastic performances.
Yes, he
No
did.
doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll buy that.
I mean, you guys don't know a lot about magic, but scrolls are fairly common. They're not like... It's not like somebody's going to see that scroll and be like, oh, I know where that scroll came from.
Well, I'm sure we
definitely stole that shit.
Well, no, but I just mean like...
Okay, but what if you
they might ask us, oh, where did you find that? And then we should have an answer.
That's fair. I just want to let you guys know.
What if it was like in real life, someone dropped a journal, right? And then we found it, we handed it to the cops, and then they go through it, and there's actually a lot of sensitive data from like something that should not be dropped on the streets, right? They might still ask, but not accuse you.
Sure, maybe.
So that's like the type of thing what I would think for a situation like that.
I was just walking down the street and I found this money clip.
And you see
I really was hoping
if his character
guy, have you seen him?
Okay, so are we in the library right now?
I mean, I think at last blush you were at the campus store.
That's right.
And some of you may have decided that it was time to go to the library.
I definitely did. Yeah.
I made sure to spend money on I think it was a cape for Unatra. That Pig Blemish's logo on the back of it.
Do I have to like start adding these things to my inventory?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Hector's trying to force you into.
Yeah, so like I'm super excited to be one of your three dads, and I'm like, Unatra, wear this. I will buy it for you. And it's the Pig Blemish's logo, and it's a cape that like all freshmen hate to get, but their parents get them it anyways. This is exactly that.
What was the actual item name?
I think it's a cloak. I think it was just a cloak.
Just a cloak?
Yeah. I forget how much. Did I spend 1 silver piece for this?
Yeah, it's not a nice cloak. It's just like...
It's
not a nice cloak.
There it is.
Look, I just wrote cloak, parentheses, Pig Blemishes, and parentheses. I think that covers its classiness.
I feel like that's fair.
And I go ahead and just put it on you, and I make sure to tie it like around your neck, and I'm like, oh, you look perfect. You look like you belong. You look like you're scouting this university fucking hard. You look like you're almost ready to just sign the papers and get into a huge amount of debt to be in this university.
Just an enormous amount of debt.
Yeah.
I look at Alan Burke and say, when you all die, I'm reviving you last.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, you'd revive me?
I mean, it's not like the cleric revive, though.
What does that mean?
Oh.
It's like, don't worry about it.
I mean, I don't know. With how the economy's been going in Westwind, I think we ought to be a little bit more honest about, the fact that college is not for everybody. And I know that's a difficult subject. It's not going to make some people feel real well, but,
Yeah, well, good thing we're not really considering it. So I think, I don't know. I think my brother came out okay going to college.
Did he go here?
Oh, no. God, no. It's too expensive here.
You guys know I'm not actually. All right.
All right. Thank you, receptionist.
Study.
Thank you, cashier at this student store. We'll be leaving now. Bye. And then we all go out, and then what? It's like, okay, you're not right. You want to go to the library to research a scroll?
Yes. Okay.
Durkin, what do you want to do?
I want to find somebody who can help us identify this scroll.
Isn't Unatra going to go to the library to identify the scroll?
I thought she was going to research.
I was going to research. I was going to do that after if someone else didn't. But if someone else does, I'm fine with it. So okay. If you guys want to take the arcane scroll, because it doesn't really make a difference to me. I don't know anything about arcane magic.
Okay. I'm down. Should we go to the library anyways and ask the desk receptionist if they're willing to point us in the correct direction of where we can get this translated?
I think we still got some pamphlets. Maybe there's a arcane scroll translation pamphlet area.
Okay.
Is there anything on the pamphlet that would point us to where one might go to translate an arcane scroll?
Does that count as the cipher script if we look at a map and just try to figure out where to go for something?
I think you can read a map.
You sure? I'm pretty not wise.
Roll for map reading.
I think you can figure it out.
Okay, is there a location like that?
Sorry, where you think you can go get the scroll translated?
Correct.
Yes.
There are various academic buildings that are listed as like the center, or like the like, this is the Transfiguration building, and this is the Evocation building, and this is right, like schools of magic each have their own building. There's the library, of course, but nowhere that says like spell translation center. I mean, you would assume that almost anybody at a wizarding college could probably read a scroll.
I mean, library's not a bad place to go first. All right, I'm gonna start walking towards the library.
Okay, that sounds good. Durkin, I'm almost thinking like it should be a funny film-like thing where Unatra does the necromancy, like visits a necromancy like wing of the school, visits a professor, really tries to size up the professor about necromancy, and then it's like, well, if you know so much, read this scroll, and really get him to just like be prideful about it. It's like, I can read anything. I can read your scroll. But
as charismatic as I am, the professors here actually know a lot more about necromancy than I do. You know, I'm not there yet, so I can't really size them up that well.
Okay.
On how much they know.
I'm trying to remember. Is anybody else? This is an arcane scroll, right?
Yes.
And nobody else is playing a wizard, sorcerer, or bard, are they?
No.
You're the closest one.
I'm the one who's going to have to use this.
Probably. I forget how my magic works for.
All right, we're all walking to the library as we're talking about this. All right.
What are you? You're a necromancer?
Yeah, well, it's Dread Necromancer. And
is that a subclass of something?
It's kind of it has its spells in a similar way that
it's a divine spell.
It's a divine,
but it's a divine spell. Yeah.
So then I'm gonna have to use it, I think.
Probably.
No, technically, Alan Burke is a rogue.
Wait,
rogues are not spellcasters.
Yeah, and they don't have to be.
arcane scrolls.
There's a skill called Use Magic Device that only bards and rogues can take.
Oh.
And it's charisma based, and it allows you to use things like scrolls and rings and wands without necessarily knowing what they do before you use them.
But do you have to make a DC check?
Yeah, you have to actually take the skill. It's like 15 plus, or it's like 10 plus caster level plus level of the spell, I think.
What's your charisma?
I have a -1 in that. My charisma is 0 or something. I don't know. One sec. Charisma
9 or 8.
9 ability score -1 ability modifier.
Yep.
Because if we can, my understanding is because I'm an arcane caster, if we can get this deciphered and that means I can read it, then I can just use it, and I'm not going to have to make a check.
Yes, I think so. I mean, you need to be able to cast the spell. So it's got to be like on your spell list.
That might be problematic.
Right. If you don't, then you can make, I believe, like you can make a spellcraft check to like overcome whatever you don't have.
Okay.
But as a sorcerer, you don't have to know the spell, right? So as a sorcerer, you have access to all wizard spells, but you only have a certain number of known spells. So you don't have to know the spell that's on the scroll. You just have to be able to... just has to be on your spell list. Which I'm fairly sure it is. Even if I don't necessarily know what the hell the spell is right now.
Well, it's not going to be on my list because I'm only level 1.
Unless it's a 0 or level 1 spell, which I think it is.
Oh, well.
I mean, you guys are fairly. I mean, okay, so I rolled it randomly from the treasure things, and like the things you guys were encountering were only going to give you minor magic items. You were lucky to get a minor magic item, and on a minor magic item, you have a 50% chance of the spell being level 1.
Okay, I think that's pretty good. Even if Alan Burke has -1 charisma, he could still use it if he decides to. He's got like a lot of skill points per level up.
Right.
And we can like just put one thing in it just to have that ability.
Yeah. I mean, I love Use Magic Device. It's one of my favorite abilities for a rogue because it's fun.
But we can still hopefully translate it here and then have an idea of what it would do, right? Like we don't have to. Okay.
You know what I think it'll do? I'm guessing. It will give us a free coupon to the local chicken eatery.
That's a pretty good skill.
We do all this magic shit. I roll the dice. I'm like, and go scroll, and it's just a coupon. It's like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we don't have to spend money on rations anymore. That would be or hunt.
Oh, it's expired. We're gonna have to like really negotiate this at the local chicken eatery. It's like, oh, I meant to use it last week, but
can you use the skill? Like, if you roll a natural 20, will it be a non-expired coupon?
We have to use it by today.
All right. Okay, yeah, so let's just go to the library, and then if one of you guys wants to carry this, and
so for the record, with Use Magic Device, you can roll a DC 25 to activate basically anything blindly.
Huh.
DC 25 plus spell level to decipher a written spell, DC 20 plus caster level to use a scroll, DC 20 to use a wand, DC 20 to emulate a class feature.
DC 20 is going to be basically impossible unless he has a lot
right now, but like it's in his. I mean, if you wanted to, Hector, you could take 7 ranks in it when you next level up, or 6 ranks in it when you next level up, and then it's not going to be that hard to hit DC 20.
Do you know how to roll?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
Also, just how I roll in life.
This is just an option anyway. You can always roll a natural 20. It doesn't hurt. Depends what we're trying to do with it. So.
These coupons won't print themselves.
To be fair, if you fuck up a use magic device check, you do get magical mishaps.
Like I become a chicken? Like what?
I mean, yeah. There's a table of magical mishaps when you fuck up casting from a scroll, and they happen basically at random.
You're the biggest mishap is you're the one who has to redeem the actual chicken coupons.
Right.
I'm the one that has to negotiate the cashier to please accept the expired coupon.
Right.
God damn it.
You can take 1d6 damage of per spell level. You can have the scroll fire but target the wrong person. Random location.
Guys, this is a great big magical world. Let's just find out.
Let's just fucking cast.
All right, I'm gonna
scroll that Francis can't identify.
Why is this so freaking vague? It will not tell me what I need to do as a sorcerer to use this.
All right.
You have to decipher, which is DC 20 plus spell level spellcraft check, and then you have to activate it, which is fine if you have all of the ability score and it's on your spell list. Otherwise, you have to make DC scrollcaster level plus 1 to cast the spell.
1 second.
Successfully.
DC what?
So you to make it what's called a caster level check, which
Yes.
is you roll 20 and you add your caster level, which is 1. And the DC is 1 plus the caster level of the spell in question.
So if it's a first level spell, then I need to beat a 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that should be
Sounds very difficult.
not hard.
Yep. So what are you guys gonna do?
We're going somewhere to try to get this deciphered. No?
Did you not take spellcraft, by the way?
I have spellcraft.
Okay. You have 6 ranks in it? 5 ranks in it?
No.
Do you have any ranks in it?
No.
Okay. Well, you can't use spellcraft without ranks. So.
Oh, but why do I have it checked off if...
Because it's a class skill, which means you can take it.
Oh,
You get 1 rank per
Yeah.
skill point spent instead of a half
I
a rank.
gotcha.
You just have to put 1 rank in it to be able to use it, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's also, I mean, if I have... DC 20 is really high.
Yes, it
I would
is.
have to have a
It's-
lot of ranks. Or
It's not really meant to be easy. It's very unlikely that people at a low level get scrolls. I really wouldn't have given you a scroll if I was handcrafting the treasure.
We're at a wizard university. I don't expect anything to be particularly malevolent from that scroll, nor people who might translate it for us. I mean, I don't think this is going to be some magical, destiny-filled scroll.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
everyone's
figure
massive.
most of the professors are probably level 20 or level 10
Yeah,
wizards, right?
This is like a basic like light a candle spell for them. So I think we can get it translated pretty easily here and not have to worry.
Yeah, if you guys want to go get it translated, I'll just re-roll what kind of spell it is. Like, I know it's an arcane minor, so.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Go to the library.
Yeah. I'm with y'all. I'm pretty dumb, so whatever you all want to do, I'm with you.
Durkin thinks he's glad he had this idea.
Okay.
That's good.
Ah, Christ. Sure. Yeah.
Back to same old Durkin.
We're not gonna make it to level 20 because you will have killed my character.
Or your character will have had us killed somehow. Intentional or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember him, right? He has a memorable personality. That's
true.
Absolutely.
I won't remember him when I'm dead.
What can I say about Anatra? She likes to read. What can you say about Durkin? Fucking plenty.
Oh boy.
If it helps you make up your mind, I'll give you experience for getting the scroll translated.
I'm going to get it translated.
Then go through the doors to the library.
Oh my god. I use my right hand to open the door.
Thank you.
All right, you're at the library. You've gone to the library.
Yes.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So someone looks up as you come in the library from like the desk and asks to see your student ID.
No, I tell them that I'm not a student yet and I was interested in learning here. And I wanted to see what resources were available and if I could actually use the library as a non-student or not. What are the regulations, I guess?
So the person who looked up is a young male dwarf, and he says, "Well, you can look around, but without a student ID, you're not going to be able to get into any of the restricted wards where we keep some of the more sensitive texts. So, I mean, you're really going to be sort of limited here. But yeah, we don't have the time to make sure that to keep all non-students out. So we tend to just let people look at whatever they want to look at as long as they have a student ID to get into the place where they're going."
I see. And there's no such thing as a guest pass. I'm guessing this is more like a...
No, there's not. Not to the library. Some of these texts are really, really sensitive and delicate.
Okay, understandable. What about scroll translations? Could we do that here? Is there anywhere in particular we could try to go? Would the university even do that for people?
I mean, most of the professors can decipher most scrolls. There are definitely some of the senior librarians can probably translate a scroll for you. It's not the hardest thing in the world. Although I guess if you're just starting out, then it does sort of seem insurmountable.
Yeah, a little bit, but is there a senior librarian around now who would be able to translate? Or
he says, "Let me go check," and he goes in the back. Where's my percentile die?
I'm picturing that. There's the desk that she's at, and I'm just like my eyes are sticking out above it.
I'm shorter than you are, I think.
I'm her father.
How tall are you, Durkin?
Oh shit! I actually have that written down. I think I do anyway. I am 3'4".
Okay, so I'm taller than you. Okay.
You should be taller than him as a dwarf.
Yeah.
Not
So
much taller.
I'm
taller
4'1".
enough. Yeah.
so two of my fathers are shorter than me, and one father is like bigger, bulkier, and has several animals around him.
Yep. With a goat and a cat and all those fun things.
We always fed her vegetables.
That's why we're so short and she's so tall.
So he comes. The young dwarf comes back out, and he says, "If you could just have a seat over there, Miss Green will join you in just a little bit."
Okay, I decide to have a seat.
Great. I assume everybody follows along.
Yep.
Durkin kind of struts around a little bit. Kind of uses his finger, checks for dust on certain things. Kind of like, yeah, this seems like an okay place. Then he sits down.
After a few minutes, an elderly human woman comes out from the back, and the dwarf points her in your direction, and she comes over and says, "I understand you have a scroll you need deciphered."
Yes, please. My father, I point at the big half-orc looking one, recently received this as a gift for one of his performances at his occupation, and we were just wondering, what it was. We figured we were here anyway because I might apply to the school, and we figured it'd be an easy place to get a translation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says, and she puts her hand out for the scroll.
I hand her the scroll.
Great. She takes it and opens it up and looks at it, and she says she can't read it right now.
Oh.
Okay. Because she got a really crappy roll.
She's drunk. She's totally drunk. She's like, oh man, this is.
She like adjusts her glasses.
Hours.
She's like, I think I could probably do this. It'll take me probably an hour or so to figure out what's written down here. But I can prepare it so that it's easier to read in the future.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Is everyone else okay with that?
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Just give me your name so I'll know who to return the scroll to.
Yeah, it's Unatra.
Oh, Unatra.
Myers.
Myers?
Yes.
Spell that for me.
Maiers.
Okay, and she writes that down. She's like, "Okay, Unatra, I'll have that for you in about an hour. Come on back then."
Okay, I sense motive.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Roll sense motive.
I wasn't. I don't remember if I gave a real one before. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have given Chorster. That sounds like a terrible idea. Sounds like a terrible idea. 14.
Okay. She seems like she's gonna go translate your scroll.
Okay. All right.
I don't really know what you were trying to uncover with that.
No, I just wanted to see if there was anything.
That was not your real last name? I don't know your real last name.
Yeah, it's not like you met my family or anything like that.
I don't remember.
Introduced to them.
I just remember my sandwiches. I don't
It's not like
Yes, I
sandwich.
am aware.
Sorry, did we know that it was orientation day, or is that just something we're making up right now?
What orientation?
Is it orientation day?
Is it? That's my question mark.
No one said orientation day.
No.
No.
I said I was interested in applying. That was it.
Yeah, I think you guys are visiting students.
Yes.
I'm a visiting.
You are a visiting student with three fathers.
Is it Visitors Day? You know,
no, not
prospect
particular. Why?
students? Okay, listen, man. I'm just trying to.
I don't understand.
As we're walking away, Durkin says, "I really think she should have been able to translate that scroll if she's supposed to be a senior teacher or whatever. I think
you don't know what you're talking about, okay?
I think we should look at sending Unatra to a different school. I'm not that impressed about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's really expensive to even get in here. I just don't understand why you can't even get a senior.
You guys
Come on, you
guys can discuss this. I'm going to go research what little I can from the very few options that are here.
All right.
What is available to study here?
Okay.
At all.
Durkin, you want to go get some coffee?
What we're going to pay in tuition, all I'm saying, and they can't decipher a low-level scroll like that? Come on.
You don't even know it's low level.
I mean, there's not that many characters on it.
I'm just guessing.
Oh
yeah, come on.
There's like 6 characters.
I'm gonna pay that much.
6 characters.
Pay this much in tuition to send my daughter, and they can't translate the scroll.
Durkin, you want to go get coffee while Unatra tries to translate the scroll?
No, I'm not trying to translate any scroll. I'm just trying to research.
Right. Then do your research. I'm gonna go get coffee. These books.
You get coffee.
These books are making me fall asleep. I can't be around books for too long. I just get really tired. I don't know how to read.
You don't know how to read, or you don't like to read?
I don't like to read.
Okay.
I don't like to read. Durkin, would you like to go get coffee with me?
Sure.
Okay.
No, actually, but if they have covfefe, I will get that. I will have that.
I'm going to try my best to ignore these two.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I go and get some covfefe for Durkin and myself.
Research.
Dushi stands stock still outside the library, gazing off into the future.
Exactly like what he would do.
Is his mouth open into the sky?
Okay, so I don't know how many books or how much I can research, but I guess the two places of focus are we know it's called Staff of Wishes, or we don't know it's called Staff of Wishes?
He told you that there's a Staff of Wish.
Staff of Wish. Okay, I look up for anything like Staff of Wish among like common, famous, anything legendary artifacts, if that's available to the public. Like,
sure. I mean, you could look around in the library and try and find that. Anything else you're looking for?
Yeah, just in general. I know there's whatever religious text they do have to open, but if they don't, which I kind of assume they don't, just origins of magic, basic things, even as long as that type of stuff exists.
Sure.
To see if any of those would give me a clue. In that one, in relation to religion, primordial beings, and if somehow Aaron Thul's mentioned anything like that. Not that I expect. Yeah. Should I make two separate checks, or?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make two separate checks?
All right. The first one is 18. The second one is 1.
Okay.
I guess if we did it in the order that I said, the 18 would be for the artifacts.
Right. Did you add your bonuses?
No, I did not. Knowledge.
No, this is gather information. Just charisma based. So
just 3. Yeah. So
21 and 4
and
are your
4.
totals.
Yeah, with a natural.
Okay. So you're able to find several old school newspaper clippings about the uncovery and like the excavate. I mean, not excavation, but the somebody found this staff in an old president of the college's personal effects when he died. And he was known to be a great artificer. And what you learn is that Pig Blemishes actually has a really well-known artificing program. If you want to make magical artifacts for a living, you go to Pig Blemishes. And so they're like, oh wow, this amazing artificer just has this staff laying around. And so apparently it was kept at the school for 5 years before someone could figure out what it was. And what they found was that it's a Staff of Wish, but they have no idea how he made a Staff of Wish. It was the reason it took them so long to identify as the Staff of Wish is that everyone thought that was impossible. That was an impossible spell to put into a staff. And so they have no idea how many charges it would have had. They have no idea if or how many charges the old headmaster, the old president of the college would have already used. So they're really all they know is that it's a Staff of Wish, and no one has any idea how many charges are left.
Wait. So Staff of Wishes have previously been known to exist?
No, never.
No,
it was
never
assumed
exists.
Impossible.
It was assumed
because
impossible.
It's too high level a spell, and the costs are too great.
So, but Wish itself was a known spell?
Yeah, Wish is a known spell. So the way staffs work is that essentially a wizard or an artificer casts the spells into the staff, and then at a later date, somebody sort of releases them from the staff. And so because Wish costs, you have to have a diamond of value 5,000 or something ridiculous. If you've got your player handbooks on you can look up the Wish spell to see what it costs. But it costs a very expensive gem, and it has an experience cost. So it's a very, very difficult and expensive spell to cast. So they're we have no idea how he got it into a staff.
We don't even know if it was him who cast it then.
That's pretty accurate.
Because he's an artificer, not a. Well, I don't know what.
Well, he's a high level wizard that makes magical artifacts or that trained to make magic artifacts and then gave it up and went to teach other people how to make magical artifacts. But obviously he kept making them. Or, you know, as you said, maybe he didn't make this. Maybe this is something he found or was gifted or something. But it seems more likely. I mean, he was the president of like one of the leading artificing colleges in the world. It seems more than likely that he made it.
Oh, I see.
Because if not him, then who, right?
Yeah, I don't know enough about the magic in D&D world, so I don't know if there's like specialization or something. Like
there is some specialization, but
like,
yeah.
Okay.
No, he. I mean, it makes sense that he would have made it because if not him, then who? Right? Like who would make something like this? But also, like who would make something this amazing and then not tell anyone? Seems weird.
I mean, does the person has a name? The artificer.
Yeah, the artificer.
Yeah.
He is Dr. Tatum York.
Dr. Tatum York.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm assuming this whole process takes an hour. I also assume I get nothing off that one.
You find that divine magic existed well before arcane magic, and you learn that like you don't really retain who or when or why, but essentially arcane magic started as an offshoot of divine magic, an attempt to free magic from the yoke of religion.
The separation of magic and church, church and magic.
I mean, you know, that was the goal, but obviously you can't just get rid of divine magic. But that's really all you're able to find.
Okay, is that like Arcana 101 or something?
I mean, are you asking that in a meta sense or in an in-game sense?
A meta sense.
No, in a meta sense, I made that up for this world. It doesn't. I don't think. At least I've never read anything that actually talks about where arcane magic came from.
Okay. All right. I assume that takes my full hour, so I don't know what.
Yeah, give or take.
I don't know what you guys are doing. If you guys are doing anything with your kofefe with the full hour.
I brought the kofefe like 45 minutes ago and gave it to Durkin.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been sipping that. I've been slowly still falling asleep because I'm still surrounded by books that bore me. And the smell really gets me super tired. And I'm just like falling asleep, kind of like just sitting like this.
Alan Brick's really a learn by experience type of person. That's why he gets so many skill points. And
yep.
I overhear this and I say, hey, yeah, you try learning how to pick a lock from a book.
Try learning how to ride a horse from a book.
What was that?
Nothing. Okay. I think I'm good. So I'm just waiting for while I'm researching, I'm waiting to see if the librarian comes back.
Yeah, I mean, I think she expected you to leave and go do other things. I don't think she expected you to hang out in the library. So you might, like, she doesn't come out of wherever she went looking for you.
See. Like, I'll wait like 5 or 10 minutes past the hour mark, and
sure.
It's going right. I see. Okay, I go over and I see if it was the same librarian at the previous desk, and if they can.
Yeah, the young dwarf is at the desk.
Okay, I asked him if the translation would be done, or if I could ask to see the librarian again.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the librarian's name?
Yes, I have this written down. I thought I had this written down.
Did you write it down?
I have Dr. Tatum York written down.
Are you sure you wrote it down?
No, it was not. It was Miss Green.
It was Miss Green. That's accurate.
Miss Green.
Damn.
Miss Ursula Green.
Ursula Green.
Great. So he's like, I don't know. I'll go ask. And he goes and gets her. And she comes out. She's like, yeah, no, I did finish it. It turns out it's a scroll of reduce person.
Oh.
What is that? What does that mean exactly?
Do you guys not have your player's handbooks handy?
I can look that up if that's it.
Okay, one moment.
This spell causes instant diminution of a humanoid creature, having its height, length, and width, and dividing its weight by 8.
That's amazing.
Okay, sorry. I have my handbook now.
That is awesome.
target gains a +2 size bonus to Dex, -2 to Strength, and a +1 bonus on attack rolls and AC due to its reduced size.
Mm-hmm.
This is a level 1? Where is this? What page is this?
This is a level 1 spell. It's on 269.
269. Okay.
Okay.
It's a transmutation spell.
Right.
Reduced person, right?
Yep, reduced person.
And now, so as of now, I would have to make, if I used it, I would have to make a DC 2 check.
Would you? You are of the correct type. You're an arcane spellcaster.
Yeah.
It's on your class list.
It's on my class list. Okay.
Yep. And you have the requisite. You have at least you at least have a charisma 11, right?
Yep.
So you have all the abilities. You can autocast from this spell now that it's been deciphered.
Okay.
But you can only use it once, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
What do you mean he can only use it once?
Scrolls are consumable.
Oh, so does he have to use it to learn it? Or...
No,
I mean, if he was a wizard, he could copy from the scroll with a spellcraft check into his spell book and then use it on a regular basis. But the scroll itself is consumable. So when he casts Reduce Person from the scroll will fizzle and no longer be magical.
And that's the same, I'm assuming, if Alanberg casts it, right? Like, it's the same type of cast.
Yep.
But he's going to have to... What I'm saying, basically, is I think we should have me carry it, because I can auto-cast it. I can auto-cast it, but I don't even think Alanberg can cast it, because he needs ranks and whatever.
Use Magic Device.
But it's a one-time use spell, right? You can't learn it, is basically what you're saying. Okay.
He cannot. A wizard could.
But if I hold on to it and we're in a situation where we need to make someone small, I can just do it.
And you're the smallest to make.
Well, I mean, you'll need a move action to get it out of your pack, probably. But yes.
Well, yes.
And you can cast it on yourself, right?
Well, yes. Or one of you.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Or Jushu.
And how much would the spell cost? Do we know that?
What do you mean? How much would it cost? What is the value of the scroll if you wanted to sell it?
Is there such a thing as that?
Yeah,
you could potentially sell it. It's worth about 25. Wow, you should probably make an appraise check, but it's worth about 25.
That's what I was going to ask. All right, that's not very much.
It's not.
Single use is probably better. Well, I mean, a single use is probably a better use if we're going to use it at a very opportune time.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Of course, we could be an idiot and we might screw it up, but hey.
I'm writing down that I have it, and I put it in my bag. Somebody stop me.
Cool.
Great. So
he's always wanted to be smaller. No.
We'll give you each, I guess.
I don't really care.
100 experience for getting that thing deciphered.
For me falling asleep while everyone else got it deciphered.
Listen, I'm trying to get you guys to level 2, so please don't question why I'm giving you experience.
Okay.
Shut up.
Shout out.
Wow, what a very great learning experience for us all.
I mean, the worst thing about being level 1 is that like every battle is fucking dangerous, and they only give you like 30 experience apiece.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's a struggle.
Okay.
I actually don't think that monster was that tough. Maybe give us less experience. I don't know.
Okay. So here's the annoying part about Paul not being here is now we have more information on this Staff of Wishes. We might know where it's being held, I think, from the map.
Yeah.
Your research indicates that it's now like prominently on display in the Pig Blemishes Museum of Magicraft.
Oh, was that open to the public?
You can go find out.
Yeah. Okay. We'll at least go see there. Yeah.
Let's go see. I've watched this movie that makes me interested in seeing how hard it'd be to get. Maybe we can plan something out.
Yeah. So for the record, Magicraft is spelled with one C.
Got it.
It's one word, Magicraft.
Okay.
Anyway, so you go to the museum.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a nice, like a little young gnome girl who is at the front door, and she greets you really warmly and is like, "Are you guys students here?"
No. I'm here hoping to apply to this school maybe, or see if this school is right for me to apply to. But we heard about this museum and we were wondering if it's open to the public. Are we allowed to look around, or is this more of a student museum?
Well, it's the school's museum, but it is open to the public. We just charge admission to members of the public, and students get to come in for free.
Okay, what's the admission price?
It is 1 silver per person.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like early afternoon, like 3-ish.
3-ish. Okay, yeah, I think at least so we can know what it looks like. It's a silver. I'm willing to go in. I'm pretty sure Dushi's willing to go in.
Yeah.
I assume, I don't know if you two are.
No, yeah. I already gave.
Well, one of you
money.
keep a track of the diff that we're gonna have to give Paul so that he can catch up.
Yeah.
Plus 100 XP, minus 1 silver at this point.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay. Is this still being recorded right now, or?
Yeah. I'm streaming.
Yeah, but it's nice to be able to give him like a Reader's Digest, like just by the way, plus 100 XP, minus 1 silver.
Right. That makes sense.
I'll keep track of it.
Okay, minus 1 silver for.
Yep. So she takes your silver and then she opens the door behind her, and you step into the Piglemishes Museum of Magicraft. It is a very large building, but it's fairly sparsely populated. So the room you've just stepped into is 260 feet wide and 130 feet long. And at the far end, so there's 2 cases right in front of you, each with a long staff-like object in them. And then behind them is an enormous staircase, like 80 feet wide, going up the like 30 feet to the second floor. And the second floor is a balcony that wraps around the entire building.
Is there more? Is the second floor also have like more of the museum?
Yeah, so you can see all the way on the left wall, there is a display case. You're a little far away to see what's in it. And then along the right wall, there's a display case. And then you can see actually at the top of the stairs from where you are, there is a huge mural painted on the wall of the balcony, like on that second floor. Right. And that's all you can see for now of what's upstairs. But you assume there are more cases upstairs.
Okay.
Can I make some sort of check to see what I think the type of security that they have here is? I'm not asking anybody any questions. Just I'm kind of looking around.
Sure. So like a spot check, I can roll that for you. You notice that you don't notice anything.
Awesome.
No, like it's not like you don't notice anything. You specifically notice like there's not like armed guards running around anywhere. Like if you want, you can make a spellcraft check to see if you can tell if there's a divination spell in the area.
Okay.
But just for
well, I don't have any ranks in spellcraft, so
then you cannot do that. Just kidding.
Okay.
Forgot about that.
I mean, would it be kind of weird if someone like made a spellcraft check in a museum? I don't know how that.
I mean, it would be kind of weird. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how
they don't. They're not always like, you know. It's not always like a crazy like an intricate dance or something. Like you could probably make a subtle spellcraft check.
I have. Oh, for God's sakes! I don't have any ranks in that either.
You can cast detect magic if you want.
Yeah.
Although I think detect magic only works in a 60-foot cone. So.
Yeah.
I detect a lot of magical artifacts.
Yeah, right.
All around.
No.
Yeah. Once we actually get to the amount of information, how long you study a particular area.
I look around for any type of artifacts from the School of Necromancy, if there is one here. I don't know.
That's not really how it's.
There's not.
So if you look around on the first floor, if you go explore the 2 displays I said that were too far away, or you go check out the 2 things, everything is very neatly labeled because it is a museum. So you don't have to make checks to identify these things. So the Staff of Wish is one of the 2 staves that I said you saw right in front of the staircase.
Right.
The other one is a Rod of Wonder, which you can see from the description does a lot of very interesting things.
Is there a page in the...
No, that's actually in the Dungeon Master's Guide, because the Rod of Wonder is a wondrous item, which means it is a thing that you guys should not have.
Okay.
But
so this is for flavor more, right? But
I guess it's technically not a wondrous item.
Does a
but
lot
it is a very high level rod. It's got 16 different effects, various spells, from like you can turn the rod into a tree, or sorry, no, you can like use it to grow grass. You can use it to cast lightning bolt. But the cool thing about Rods of Wonder is that they're more art pieces than they are like a sold object, because the effect is random.
Which page does that Rod of Wonder exist in?
Page 237 of the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Got it. Okay.
So it's like a parlor staff, kind of.
I mean, it's a very impressive staff, right? Because it legitimately
turns into
like you
trees
can
and
cast
stuff.
spells like invisibility and lightning bolt, and it can like shoot out a bunch of gems. But it's not super useful because you can't control what it does. You just sort of point it and push a button, and like maybe it casts a lightning bolt, maybe it fires 40 gems, maybe it makes the grass grow. Unclear.
It's pretty chaotic, I guess.
But it is, you have to be pretty impressive as an artificer to make it.
Is there any history next to these items on like commentary on about how he made it, or what any of that type of? It's all just technical,
unfortunately,
right?
it's all very technical information.
Okay.
You said there were 2 staffs. Does the other one look like?
The other one is the Staff
of Wishes.
Okay.
Staff of Wish. It says it on the thing, I'm assuming.
Is anybody?
Yeah, it's labeled Staff of Wish.
Is anybody watching us real closely right now?
I mean, there are a couple other people here, like also enjoying the museum, but you haven't seen a security guard.
But no museum or university staff.
Apparently not.
All right, I'm going to cast Detect Magic, like right in front of the case of the Staff of Wish.
Okay, you cast Detect Magic.
Is there a startup time to this?
I think it's a 10-minute spell.
Okay.
Detect Magic? I don't know. Let's find out.
Do I know
Let's
anything?
look it up.
It takes me 1 round to cast.
Oh, does it? Great. So
And
no,
it lasts up to a minute.
You have 6 seconds to interrupt him if you're going to try and do that.
Okay. Does my character know anything about like magical museums where people try to cast magic inside a magical museum? Would that be like?
Nothing comes to mind.
Would not try to know that?
Okay. Oh well. Well, he just said I don't. So.
Yeah.
I hope nothing bad comes of this.
Great. So the way that Detect Magic is, in the first round, you just detect the presence or absence of magical auras.
I'm mainly trying to get a sense, of is it just the staff that kind of glows for me as being magical in nature, or is the case that it's in, or any of the other?
It's like everything.
For some reason, yeah. Only the staff is glowing. Of course, the rod is glowing, or is detectable to your magic. But no, the case appears to just be made of glass, very thick glass, but glass nonetheless.
And nothing else. I stand there for
whatever the amount of time is to get the maximum information.
Yes, which I think is. I can stand there for. I can use the spell for a minute. So.
Yep.
It's interesting. That's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of effect.
Right. You get you get a strong, you get an overwhelming aura from it.
From the staff?
Yes. It's clearly an extremely powerful magic item.
But nothing else glows other than the other other artifacts in the cases
no, they don't.
The table that it's on, the case, the any security fencing or perimeter around it, nothing else.
Nothing magical.
Okay.
How do staves work in terms of people being able to use them? Like in general, yeah.
Right. Once you know, usually it's like a command word to use a staff. Here, I'll look it up and read it to you. Because it's much easier to activate a staff than a scroll.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, staffs are a spell trigger. Right. Staffs use the spell trigger activation method, so casting a staff from a spell, or spell from a staff, is usually a standard action that doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. To activate a staff, a character must hold it forth in at least one hand. Yeah, they're fairly easy to activate once you know what spell's inside.
But there's not a trigger word?
No, it's not. It's not a keyword. It's like a spell-like ability.
Okay,
like,
great.
Just have intent to cast, and then you do.
So it's like a gun. Like, you don't need magical ability to use the staff. Do you?
No, yeah, you really don't.
Oh, wow. That is... Staff of Wishes sounds like a terrible item.
Staff of Wish.
Sounds like
Staff
a Staff
of Wish.
Sounds like a terribly, reckless...
Like, from what I know...
I mean, maybe that's why he didn't tell anybody about it.
Oh, man.
The Wish spell itself is pretty powerful.
Yeah, but it's
it
you would have to...
a lot of stuff.
But you would have to be, a powerful mage to cast it.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
And it would cost you a bunch of experience to do so.
Exactly, so it's a very heavy cost.
Is really, really long.
Is it not long if you cast it from the staff?
Most stabs have a standard action.
Well, this is way above my pay grade. I mean, I'm not.
No, it's the same as the spell. So,
okay. So it's a long time.
Yeah, let's see what the wish casting time is. Oh no, wish casts in a standard action. Fuck me, I didn't know that.
Holy shit.
I've never cast Wish in battle. I've only ever paid someone else to cast Wish on me so that I could get stat gains.
All right. How much did you have to pay for use of?
It's crazy expensive.
That
it's
sounds like
several $100,000.
Yeah.
But by the time you get to the end of a level 20 campaign, you're kind of drowning in money.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So how were you saying the other artifacts were, or other things in the museum were organized? You said they're not organized
Yeah, so if you go to the left side of the room, you'll find that it's a display case full of rings. On the right side is a display case full of potions. So they seem to be organized by the type of item.
I see.
Less by the school of the magic imbued upon them.
But there is a description of.
Yeah, they're all labeled. If you'd like, I can tell you what rings are in the case and what potions are.
I'm just gonna slowly go through the museum with an interest in necromancy, so I just kind of look at things that kind of pop up, but I don't know what everyone else in the group's gonna do while this is occurring. I'm just using this just to kind of actually go to a museum. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Before I leave, can I make another spot check in the area of the right around where the Staff of Wish is kept, and see if I notice anything about how it's being protected or what kind of security it has there?
You're fairly sure there's almost no security, if any at all.
What?
You're extremely sure that there's just like no security on this.
No. Okay. So I go over to Anatra on the display of the rings, and I'm assuming the display has glass over it as well.
Yeah.
I use like my nail and I just tap on the glass, like go ding ding ding.
Okay, you do that. Are you trying to learn anything from that?
Can I? And it probably tells me it's pretty thick glass.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, you can tell, like, because you can see at the corners where it's joined.
Yeah, yeah.
You can tell it's like an inch and a half thick glass.
Well, for me.
Whoa. Hey, Derek.
Was that me?
Yeah.
I think that was Chris. There you go.
Oh no, you're right. It is Chris. Sorry. The green was in the wrong spot. Yes. Or, I mean, I was misinterpreting where the green was.
So what I was trying to do in that case is I tap on it to see if I'm being told to not tap on it.
Nobody says anything.
Nobody says anything. Nothing comes up. There's no alarms. I'm like, huh, interesting. That's it. That's all I wanted to learn from it.
I mean, on the one part, this is like a school where a lot of wizarding students go. And so I'm sure they're a little reckless sometimes and like doing stupid things like casting detect magic and tapping on glass.
Yeah.
And no, that's pretty much it. There's no on the other hand for that. I think that's why. Well, I think that's why there's like, if there's any security, it's just things we don't happen to see, and I'm sure they have.
So I don't know if the schools you guys went to had museums on campus, but William & Mary did, and I'm basing this largely on the way William & Mary treated its museum. And the story of how the William & Mary Museum got founded was there was this smallish painting that was hung in a practice room in the big auditorium, right? Like in like the big, it's actually a gym, but we also use it for all sorts of events. And somebody came in one day and they were like, "Oh, that's a really interesting painting to just have out in the conference room." They were talking to like the president of the college. And the president was like, "Oh, I don't know what you mean." He's like, "Oh, that's an original Georgia O'Keeffe." And he was like, "What?" And then they were like, "Yeah, and you just have it hanging in this piano room for anybody to come and touch." And they were like, "Oh, that's weird." So then they did an audit of all of the storerooms in the college and found hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of paintings.
Oh my God.
Like, dating back to the colonial era, because William & Mary was founded in 1693.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "Oh, maybe instead of having this shit wrapped in brown paper and tucked into a fucking closet at random and totally uncatalogued,
yeah,
we should get it all together in one place and put it in a museum."
It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, exactly. And so they have an on-campus museum at William & Mary, but it's not like the Louvre or the Met or anything that has like really high-tech like security. It just like it just does it. It's just like there. And I mean, it's slightly more safe now that it's on the wall or behind glass or whatever, but it's not that much more safe.
So you're saying we should rob the museum of the William & Mary? That's pretty much
I mean,
what I heard.
like, yeah, I do. I am kind of saying that. The problem with robbing museums is it's really hard to fence art.
Oh yeah, because the was it the ledger that indicates who owns what? It'd be hard to prove that we own it without criminalizing ourselves, which is, you know, whatever.
I mean, there's a certain number of people who want very high-profile works and are willing to like basically lock them away in a vault so they never get caught. But yeah, I've heard that art theft is like super unprofitable.
Yeah, actually, that's the basic problem and plot of American Animals, which is a movie that just came out based on a true story.
Interesting.
So it involves kind of basically that same thing and same dilemma as well. So there you go. You're right. And
My wife just had me go see Ocean's 8 last night, so I'm really feeling the heist plot right now.
Yeah, me
Nice.
too. I saw Ocean's 8 last night as well.
Was it good?
Yeah,
it was okay.
It was all right.
All right, that's
Okay.
told me what I needed to know.
Or Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
What we're going to do is we're going to host a dinner at the museum, and we're going to get somebody to dress a celebrity, and we're going to insist that the only thing that's going to work for them is if they hold the staff of Wish. And we're going to pickpocket it. It's going to work. I'm not worried.
Anyway.
Yes. In any case.
Yeah, I just go browse throughout the thing for artifacts. That's all I do.
Unatra, I think we can just take this shit. I'm pretty sure I can cut this glass pretty fast.
Not here, not right now.
Did I see? Did I see a
referred to as fucking smash and grab?
This would just be awful. First of all, none of us can do that besides Douchey. None of us can smash through this.
If this thing has more than one charge, then my plan is we bust the staff of Wish, we get caught, and then we use a charge to reverse reality so that we didn't get caught. Though then,
with a solid plan like that, how can it fail?
Well, that's really up to the DM's judgment whether or not that would not work, because it says here that you can undo misfortune.
Mm-hmm.
So the wish.
I believe that's in italics, though. I think you can undo the spell misfortune.
No, a wish can undo a single recent event.
Yep. No, yeah, that's true. It can.
The reroll.
Wait, so you'd use it to undo the event of us having it?
Well, of us getting caught, and then reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result.
But what if that's the last? What if you just spent the only remaining charge to do that?
Yeah, well, that's what I said, is if the thing has more than one charge. And also that, I guess, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience metagaming with wish spells, but I would assume that Francis could just, yeah, you weren't caught, so the way reality reverses itself is you never stole it. You know?
I would also expect that we wish this staff of Wish to have more wishes.
You could certainly cast that spell.
Okay, I don't like your tone.
You can certainly try.
You can cast any wish you want.
I don't like your tone again.
No guarantee it won't fizzle, but you can cast whatever you want.
Oh man.
There are only certain things a wish spell can do. It can't do anything.
I mean, the nice thing about the wish spell is it's basically the DM plot glue spell.
Yeah.
Like, it can do basically whatever your DM is okay with it doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it cannot do whatever your DM is not okay with it doing.
Huh.
It's not one for rules lawyers. It's sufficiently vague that, like, you could basically argue any part of it. So do you guys want to go check out what's on the balcony, or?
Oh yeah.
Like,
just
I mean,
around.
or you could chat about your smash and grab plan.
Also, when you say that, I imagine Dave Chappelle's show when he gets like, God, there's one where he's like high on drugs and he decides to just like smash through and like grab like a bagel or something. Like it's really not worth it.
There was I think the one you're thinking of was like you see a woman going like my baby because her baby's like locked in the car.
Oh right.
And then you see him like drunk and he like breaks the window open and like takes the radio from the car and runs away. And, like,
I believe that's Tyrone Bigham that does that.
Yep. And the woman's just like, well, my baby was saved.
Yep, that's it.
Did I see a sign that said what the hours of the museum were?
No, but you probably got them from the nice girl up front.
It's like 6 or 9, one or the other. It's like those are the.
Yeah, it's like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
I mean, I'll work my way up towards the balcony, but I mean, am I seeing anything interesting, necromancy related? Like,
no. I mean, you're over by the rings.
Yeah. Well,
No,
I guess
not
that would be the
particular.
first. Okay. Anything that looks cool?
I mean,
aesthetically pleasing. I don't know. I'll just look through nothing.
There's a ring of swimming. But no, not anything. So on the upper floor, you get closer to the mural, and it's like a timeline of the school, like from its founding, like through some like major political events in the last couple hundred years. Obviously, the people at this school are super into its history, which is why the staff of Wish is so prominently displayed.
This is a weird question. Is there anything like something like a board of trustees or something, like people who are affiliated with the school that are the names of prominent families we would recognize from Westwind?
Oh.
I mean, that guy's name was Tatum York.
Oh, yeah.
Crap.
Get it?
Interesting call.
Get it? Because the York family wants to kill us.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Other than that, I mean, there's some like early names in like the history of the nation that you live in, whose name I cannot remember at the moment. But like like early leaders, but not really like people who you would have seen around town in Westwind.
Is there any type of genealogy, like studies or any type of that to see how far back this
not in
guy
the
would be
museum.
related? Right? No, not in a museum. Just in general, and like.
I mean, you might be able to figure out if he's in the York family, how he's related, just through like public documents, right?
Right. So there is a place like that.
Sure. I mean, newspapers
try
tend to carry things like birth announcements, and so like you could just go to like any like public library and be like, hey, can I get newspapers for the last 200 years? And like, look through birth announcements or whatever and try and track them that way. Like, yeah, those are the sorts of things you can do.
Okay. I'll worry about that at a later time.
Yeah. But now that you're up on the balcony, you can see that on the right side of the building there are two very prominently displayed weapons, and on the left, two very prominently displayed shields. And then along the wall above the door is a bunch of weapons that are under like much tighter security.
What type of security?
What?
What type of security?
Like under iron bars as well as glass.
Okay. All right.
When I did the detect magic, the staff of Wish did glow, right?
Sure.
Like I did get a magical aura off.
It sure did.
Okay.
An overwhelmingly powerful one.
Okay. Right. Okay.
You right there, Durkin?
Yeah. So I don't think stealing the Staff of Wish is a great idea, but I also don't know where this plot is going to go otherwise. So yeah, I don't know.
Why don't you think it's a good idea to just take it and try and get Paul's boyfriend back to normal?
Because I think we're going to get caught.
I don't think we should do this right here, right now.
Oh,
if we do.
Wait, are we in the museum talking about this? Let's just walk outside. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed your museum. It's one silver piece is much too cheap.
I actually want to see what the other two prominent shields and spears are before we shields and weapons are. Are there anything interesting or anything?
Sure. On the left wall are 2 shields. One is labeled an absorbing shield. It appears, it's so black it appears to like literally absorb light, and it's mentioned that you can use it to cast, or that one could use it to cast essentially disintegrate once a day. It's like it can touch anything it touches, it can disintegrate once a day.
Wow, that's man, that is quite the shield.
Yeah, and then the one on the left is, or the other one is, it's this like beautifully ornate shield, and all around the shield are like tiny wings, and you can see that they are moving individually.
What?
Like they're like twitching or like very gently moving, and this shield is capable of flight. It's called the winged shield.
Winged shield.
Yeah, and so it is capable of self-propelled flight.
How the meta talk? How the fuck does that work? Do you just like put your arm through the shield and then you get to like fly away with it?
Yeah, you could, or you could say like tell the shield to fly and then hop on top of it.
Oh, like surf
yeah.
How big is the shield? Like,
it's
is it like a tower shield? Is it like a
no? It's
shield?
smaller than a tower shield. It's like a great shield size thing.
Okay, so you could like sit in it. Yeah. Sit in it, just not comfortably. I mean,
yeah, it's not going to be the easiest like ride you've ever had. It also can't lift unlimited amounts. It can only lift like 250 pounds.
How much does Dushi weigh?
Probably less than 250 pounds, but probably not by much. And then when you add gear and the goat,
that fucking goat, he's like, I'm sorry, goat, I gotta leave you.
Campus with us.
I think he's more likely to say, "I'm sorry, shield. I'm gonna have to leave you."
Yeah.
Okay, and then the weapons.
The weapons, the two that are under less guard.
Yeah.
One is a dagger with a serrated edge.
Okay.
And it is labeled as the Dagger of Venom, which allows you to poison people automatically. You do not have to apply poison to the dagger. It's a spell-like poison. So you don't have to worry about cutting yourself with the dagger and poisoning yourself. You don't have to worry about accidentally poisoning your friends. And then the other one is a great sword, which looks fairly unremarkable. If not, I mean, it's very clean and nice, but like, it's not. It doesn't
compared to the rest of the stuff here.
Right. But when you read the description, this sword's called the Flame Tongue, and it can like light itself on fire magically at its user's command.
Or like Game of Thrones style.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Okay. Anyone else know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Thoros Amir and Beric Amir.
It's spoilers, Derek. Spoilers.
Of two characters who have.
They have no idea what we're talking about? Yeah. Spoilers.
All right. Yes, I've spoiled that someone has a nice sword.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then did you want to go check out the things under higher guard or no?
So how does that look? Like, what do you? It's just, you said just glass and.
Yeah, it's like iron. It's like very tightly spaced bars of iron, so that you can't. It's not like a lot of museum exhibits that are all about giving you a really great view. Like these things are absolutely locked up. It is about you not being able to touch them, even if you were to break the glass. Like it would take a lot of work to be able to get into these things.
Okay, but no one around it in particular, right? Like
no human intervention.
Okay, I just want to see. Yeah, I just want to see what it is.
So when you get there, you read a sign that says that like it's basically a big warning sign. It's like, don't touch anything on this wall. All of these items are cursed items. They are bad, and you don't want them in your life.
Wait, which items are that? Are you talking about the shields and the swords?
No, all of the ones on the back wall with the heightened security.
Oh shit! No, let's go check those out.
Yeah. Every single campaign, I feel like in the beginning it started with like, here is an item. It's a cursed item. Don't touch it. And there's always one. There's always one person
who's like, nah, I'll do it.
Does it count as touching it if you wrap, like, if you put a glove on and then touch it?
I think sometimes it does. I think it does.
It depends on the item.
Yeah.
You can't curse through glove. Come on.
Yeah. What kind of magic nonsense is that?
All right.
All right. I'll
make the goat grab it then.
So how many cursed items are there?
There are 5 cursed items.
Is there a description of any of them, or
they're all annotated like any other item. So I can go down the list. There's a robe of powerlessness. There's the backbiter spear. There's the berserking sword. There's a -2 sword, and then there's a cloak of poisonousness.
Cloak of poisonousness. There's one just called -2 sword.
Yeah, it's a magical sword of -2. It doesn't appear to be a -2 sword. It looks like a +3, I think.
Wait, the sword? Okay, so that's meta D&D talk then, right?
Yeah, I don't really feel like coming up with an in-universe like equivalent for fucking -2. But the point is that it's like I don't know, they might call it a sword of missing a lot.
No, the thing is because I thought you were saying it and it's spelled weird. Like the sort of -2, like spelled MINS.
Oh my god,
that's what it's called.
-2.
I love that idea, but no.
Robe of powerlessness, backbiter spear, magical sword of -2, cloak of poisonous, and what was it?
There was a berserking sword as well.
Berserking sword. Okay.
One of the founders of the university was named -2, and this was his sword.
Yeah, something like that.
Berserking sword. Ooh, that sounds like a dangerous thing to give Douchey. What does it say?
Give me just a second to bring it up.
Just lose all your shit. Start cleaving at all times.
I'm assuming you no longer know who your enemy and who your allies are, but you get like +10 strength.
He'll always know his goat's the ally. That's just
maybe.
Right.
That's just a given.
Just the goat.
I have like deeply lost the cursed items section.
Okay. I mean, I don't think any of this is important because we're not going to make a spontaneous break for it right now and try to grab
says you.
I
roll to smash through the glass and grab
and iron.
And iron. Yep.
There we go. 274. Thank God for indices.
Yep.
All right. So the berserking sword is the one you wanted to know.
Yeah. Just so
That's probably listed under sword, berserking. Yeah, there we go. This is a great sword. But yeah, when the sword is used in battle, its wielder goes berserk, basically activating barbarian rage and attacks the nearest creature and continues to fight until unconscious or dead or no living thing remains within 30 feet.
And this is just from touching it?
No, this is from attempting to use it in battle.
Okay.
That's not too bad to have if we just want to send him to killing a bunch of people.
But do you get any bonus from using it?
Yeah, you get a +2 con, +2 strength, I think. It's exactly the same as the barbarian's berserk skill.
Okay.
Yep. But you lose all control of yourself.
And you know that the William and Mary Art Museum is undergoing renovations. This is perfect.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's perfect to.
What did you do?
It's guys.
What did you take?
I want to let you know that we need to hit this museum.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Everything's in place.
Oh my god. Well, we got to do it when Douchey's around.
Google probably hasn't flagged this conversation.
Yeah, well. I'm joking, CIA. That's a joke. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Cover your webcam.
A couple of guys I went to high school with got in trouble. They went to court on charges of being involved with like this Russian drug money laundering thing, and they sent some text messages to each other like, yeah, sure, I'll launder money, whatever, I don't care.
Cool.
I was just thinking this was in a similar vein. But
No,
whatever.
no. I said JK at the end, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yep, it's all fun jokes.
Okay, so we've explored the museum in its entirety then, right?
Yeah, you've cased the museum pretty well. I mean, you didn't check to see what kinds of potions and rings there were, but...
No, I thought we were standing in front of the rings.
I thought we were...
Oh, you were looking at them.
Going through, yeah.
Sorry. I meant to actually like go through and read up about.
Oh, if you want to know all the items in the museum, we can go through that. But I have them written down, so we could also go through them at a later time if you choose to smash and grab them.
Don't tempt me.
This will end so well if we decide to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we head out of the museum then?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm bringing you around, Francis, saying, "Oh, I want to know, but I don't want to take the time to do." I kind of just want
it all down. We can discuss it anytime.
Yeah. So let's. Can we just exit the museum team?
Sure.
So we can just start talking a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
I
Also, for the record, it is 5. So if you want to wait and have this discussion with Paul next week,
I really do. That was like the majority of the problem with like everything we wanted to decide going forward on this. Is I feel like he has the biggest incentive to want that. Unless we're trying to use the staff of wishes to revert everything that's happened, that's different. But
I mean, if it's got multiple charges, maybe. But ask yourself this in a metagame sense. Do you really think I'd give you a staff that has multiple charges?
I'm surprised you would even give us a staff that had 1. Like, I'm half expecting to go through this whole heist thing, and it's to be a terrible, like, fake broken.
Well, I did ask if it had a very strong magical.
Still magical.
Exactly, a magical explosion in our face.
Well, metagame. I really don't want to steal the staff. Like, I think it's a terrible idea, but I don't know what else we're gonna do because I don't have any plot in front of me that I can go to. I'd like to go to a tavern and look for some mission we can take. Like,
you literally could do that. I would figure some shit out.
We could, but I want to wait for Yushi to come back.
Okay, but metagame talk. Okay, listen. We have a staff that's not under guard that we can take and do anything we want with it. Anything. And you're saying you don't want to do this because blank?
Look. If we're really going with the metagame discussions about this, which I don't normally like to do, guys, we have very low investment characters. Francis just threw us potentially a staff of wish, relatively low guarded. Now, I know our chances of making it out alive are almost none. But if there's even a single chance that we could get the staff of wish, even with 1 charge on our low-level characters, well,
no,
we're definitely going to do something to screw it up, but it would be, like, fun.
Yeah.
If we did it through if we're metagaming this.
I put a lot of effort into getting Durkin up to 882 experience. It's been like 6 months. And I'm not even level 2. Fuck you. I don't have any investment in my character.
The thing is, we will get out of it scot-free.
I do also really love that you guys are all like fully on the Ocean's 8 plan. Like, we definitely have to steal this and take it to another location. There is no other option.
You're assuming I'm smart. I don't know.
Maybe that's a character psychology kind of thing. Maybe it's a player psych kind of thing.
No. My in-game character absolutely does not think this should be done.
Oh, and my character just wants to see how things work.
Yeah.
He broke into a bank by accident.
That seems reasonable. Yeah.
So you're saying he's not opposed to
He's not opposed to heist.
That's what you're saying.
No, he's very susceptible to heist if it means learning more about something.
See, what I'm worried about is that my character will be against this idea, but Durkin will have like this amazing speech And he's been nothing but competent so far. And I'll just be like, man, I believe it. All right, let's go. You haven't led us astray yet.
Well, if anybody has a suggestion for how we can get ourselves a staff of wish without stealing the staff of wish, I'm all ears, but I don't know what the other option would be.
I mean, this would be the part where Inacha chimes in and is like, yeah, there probably doesn't exist another one.
Yeah. I mean, by the sound of what you were saying, that they thought this one was impossible.
Right.
You know, if it does exist, it's way above our pay grade, which this already is, but, you know, whatever.
Also, honestly, if we have a staff of wish and we use it to, like, for something, we could do anything with it.
Yes.
And if there's another way we could help Paul's friend, we may want to consider that, because the staff of wish is really powerful.
Wouldn't it be awesome to just have it?
It may be worth considering if we can use it against these people that framed us in some way, or something else that's going to come up.
And then there's that off chance that, or in this case, not so off chance, that this person is related somehow to Adriana York, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're, even if they are, doesn't mean they're in leagues with each other. We could read up on what type of person this was, but this could have just been a super curious person or something like that. But what I'm saying is,
more studying.
You have to consider, yeah. Oh no! We don't have to do this. I'm saying moving forward, we don't have to do this right away. But if we decide not to take the Staff of Wish and they are in league somehow, despite one being dead now, hey, look at all these magical objects owned by someone who used to be related to these people who are out to get us and destroy the world. Like, we'd have to consider that we might have to feel morally obligated to somehow prevent that. Steal for the greater good, if you will.
Right, thank you.
If we must.
Yeah.
I do just want to let you guys know that like, there's rules for how much a spell costs to pay somebody to cast. So even if you could find somebody that you would pay to cast Wish for you, you have to pay them 5 gold per experience point that the spell drains, and Wish costs 5,000 experience to cast. So you're looking at like a minimum cost of 25 grand
to cast.
To cast a Wish.
Pay somebody to cast.
Normally, you're saying.
Yeah, plus like a couple grand. Yeah.
But the staff here, I could just literally, if it was in front of me, I could just grab it and be like, hey, wish for...
Right. For Chris to be returned to normal, or
yeah,
for us to all be somewhere else. Cast Perfect Teleport or something like that. Yeah.
All right.
I'm okay with a heist plot. I'm not sure that's our best option, but I really, really do not want to spend another session researching.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I don't. I feel like part of it is a lot of us don't have a particular direction.
Yeah, like, I don't know what we like. I kind of just want to go find something to do.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that. You just go to a local tavern. This is a fairly large city. Like
somebody must have a quest board where we can just be like, yeah, go find.
Yeah, that's another alternative. Is I forgot how long Chris is good for, but we can also just like.
I think he's good for a month.
We can side quest in this city if we thought we were safe here, and just keep tabs on the Staff of Wish every once in a while. Make sure nothing changed, and then
it's just
like we don't. It doesn't have to be an immediate heist. We can heist this in like 3-4 months or something.
Is this like a Buffy thing where we introduce something in season 2 and it comes back in season 6?
That's what I'm assuming. Honestly.
I mean, to be fair, that's up to you.
Yeah.
That's if we stick around here. We don't have to.
I do like Buffy though. It's a good series.
I don't think I've ever liked anything Joss Whedon ever did.
Oh wow, that is a strong statement.
I think Buffy is his best thing he's ever done.
Really? Because didn't he do Firefly?
Yeah, Buffy's better than Firefly.
I loved Firefly, but it's the only thing I've ever liked in the Whedonverse.
I think Buffy's better than Firefly.
Oof, it's I can't come with you on that trip.
There's too much variation in Buffy. It's too long of a series. So it's not as consistent as Firefly's not even one season. Like,
Gee whiz. So, all right.
I'm sure that Firefly is sort of helped by the fact that it was canceled early, though. Like, I'm sure if it had stretched out to 5 or 6 seasons, it would have started to suck.
Or it could have been really good if he was.
No, I agree with Chris's assessment of Firefly. It benefited from only being a season long.
It's sort of like the what it could have been that you imagine in your mind is.
I think it could have made like 2 or 3 seasons good. Like, if they didn't expand on, like, the Hands of Blue thing, I don't know where they were going with that. I don't need that.
Right.
That's okay.
Anyway, so, you know, I mean, you can also always metagame in the D&D channel, right? You don't have to keep your metagaming or your planning on stuff, like, to within these 2 hours. You can metagame in the D&D channel and be like, I think we should do this. I think we should do that.
I do want to fix Chris just because I'm sick of fucking trying to fix Chris. And I'd like a permanent solution so that it's not like the Sword of Damocles every like month we're like, gotta stop this interesting side quest and go help Chris.
Yeah.
I do like the Sword of Damocles. That's a nice reference. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have advice for you. I just am excited to see what you guys decide.
Okay. Well, we need to metagame for the next session, guys. To figure out where to go. That sounds good.
Okay. I'll see you next week.
All right.
All right.
Ciao.
See ya. See everybody.